Good day everybody, welcome to this another flash video. We are going to learn some new things about how to animate graphic symbols and how to animate movie clips in flash and what are the significant difference between these two. So as you can see, this is the result we want to achieve at. We'll start from the beginning and I'm gonna press command enter or control enter if you're on Windows to see what the output should look like. So the first move, if you see the bottom of this animation, this car is moving on keyframes, okay, without any tweening, and this car is moving on classic tween, and it's also fades away using the alpha properties. And the third car over here, it's also moving from left to right, but also its wheel is moving. Now if you try moving it on the timeline, it won't move, but since this is a movie clip, if you export it, only then you can see the actual result. So we're going to create something like this. You have been given clip arts to create a movie from scratch. I'm going to do this with you now. Come to file new, click on action script 3.0, leave the other settings as default, make sure the frame rate is 24 frames per second. You can select a nice background if you like, or you can leave as you see white background. Okay, so I come here. Now I want you to import the clip art, any or all of the clip arts you like. So I'm gonna select only car here, not every clip art, because this is the only clip art we want to use. And once you import it, it's gonna come into the library. Okay, so how did we do the first animation? Let's do this. Make sure you have uh, a keyframe. By default, Flash inserts a keyframe at the beginning of the layer. Drag and drop this symbol or this image which you have imported on the stage, and you can move this mouse selection to just move this shape around, because this is not our own created shape in Flash, so you won't be able to modify this shape. However, if you create that shape in Flash, you can modify. So this is just an image, not necessarily a shape basically. So now this one we can use to resize it, flip it upside down, and flip it at the other side also. There's a shortcut to doing this by going to modify, transform, flip horizontal. Okay, or you can go to again modify, transform, flip vertical. You don't like that, you can use the mouse, this third selection tool, to do whatever you like. So I'm going to place this on the right side of the bottom, and I want to move this in keyframes. Okay, so I give one keyframe gap, right click, insert keyframe. What this does is it copies the previous keyframe's image into the current keyframe. But it's a new keyframe, you can make any changes over here, and I want to move it. If you want to move it anywhere, you can animate it and move it using shift, and if you pull it forward, it won't go here and there. Okay, if you press shift. So now I'm pressing shift, you see it will go in the same line, and I'm going to do that again. You can use through mouse, or you can also move this ahead through keyboard as you see fit. I'm going to do this again, insert keyframe and move forward, keyframe, by leaving one frame's gap, moving forward, insert keyframe again, move it forward, and you will see if you keep on increasing the distance excuse me, the distance progressively, you will feel that it's actually slowing out, meaning it is increasing its distance and it is slowly increasing its speed. Let's see this. So in the beginning it's a little slower, in the end it gets faster and faster. So I'm gonna stop at the last keyframe now, and then we'll come up to a new layer, and we'll move the same card through classic tween. Now remember, if I click anywhere here or here, and even though I've created a new layer and I drag and drop that new shape or symbol on the stage, it does not go here. You have to notice where does it go. You have to click on the correct frame before dragging anything on the stage. So I clicked on here, and if I click over here, you see, and I just hide this layer, you will not see it over there anywhere. You won't see, because it's not here, it's on this layers, this last keyframe only. Okay, it's not here in this keyframe, all of these keyframes, that second card is not there. It doesn't only appear on the last keyframe. I'm going to just undo that or delete this one and make sure I click here first, and because this is the place I want the car to come on, and I drag and drop this again, and I want to do a classic tween. Now in order to move anything in Flash through tweens, through motion tween, classic tween, shape tween, you have to convert this to a symbol or create this as a symbol at the first place. You right click and convert this to a symbol, or insert new symbol and create this as a graphic symbol. It's one and the same thing. So I right click, convert to symbol, and I change this as a graphics symbol. Why do I change this as a graphic symbol? Because there is nothing as a nested animation. There is nothing inside this car which is moving separately from the timeline. So remember that. This is a graphic symbol I'm creating, and then I will animate this on my main timeline. So this is I'll call it car, and now this is my first position. Remember the pose to pose. You have to create the keys first. The keys first. This is the first position. This will be the last position. So at the last position, I create a new keyframe, and I tell Flash where it should be in the end. Okay, so I've created my keys. The rest of the work remaining is called in-betweening. So where does the in-betweening come from? Where does the tween come from? So from in-betweening. So anywhere in the middle, you see this is the first keyframe, this is the last keyframe where you want the car to be. Anywhere in the middle, you just right click and say create classic tween, and the in-betweening will be done automatically by Flash. Let's play this now, and you see it works pretty well. So it works pretty well. Now you may find it very fast or very slow, in which case I want you to think, how many frames have we given? We have given only 18 frames, you see, or 19 frames. It is telling you here the current position, the 90 frames. What is the current speed? 24 frames per second. So the animation plays for less than 1 second, because in 1 second it plays 24 frames. So if you want to give it more time on the stage, meaning you want to make it a little slow, you drag this and you make this somewhere here, or maybe let's say 48. So now it is complete 2 seconds. So let's see what's the speed now. Okay, so that's the speed. Smoother and very observable. Okay, for the classic tween. Notice that the speed does not change for the car for which you have created keyframes, because you did not use any tweens. You specified on which keyframe this car will move where. That's all. So now the third layer we will create. Now what we want to do is, while this car is moving, we want to rotate the tires also, so it looks a little more realistic. So what we're going to do, we'll create another car over here, and we'll have its tires move. I'm going to create a new layer just above this, and I won't draw anything, I won't keep anything over here. First I need to make my symbol ready, the graphic symbol. I'll create a graphic symbol for a car like this, and inside that graphic symbol I want a movie clip, so that it keeps on rotating, the tire keeps on rotating. So I'll come to insert new symbol, and I'll call it let's say moving let's say car with rotating tires. You can keep a simpler name, but I'm just giving it complete names for you to understand why I'm creating a different symbol. So this is a different symbol, even though I had a symbol of, I go to the library, I did have this car symbol, but it does not have the rotating tires. So I'm creating a new symbol, and it will also have a car inside, but it won't be static tires, it will be moving tires. So I want moving tires over here. Why do I really want moving tires? Moving tires because I want to be more realistic. So first layer, they will be, let me just label this car, and the second layer, which is the top layer, I'll keep my tires, which should be moving. Do I have my moving tires here yet? No, I don't, which leads me to think I have to create those moving tires movie clip. So let's come back, insert new symbol, and call it movie clip now this time, because it will be moving independent of the main timeline. called rotating tires. And now I'll create my tire over here. So just as a reference, I will create another layer which I will delete later on, because I'm just creating I'm just dragging and dropping this car, and notice this plus sign. This means this is the center of whatever you draw. So approximate center, I place this tire over here, and I'm gonna delete this car image and this layer later on, because I want to create a tire like this. So I come to the layer 2 and I want to create a tire like this. So I'll pick up my oval shape, and I'll select the outer border should be black, inner should be gray, which resembles this, and I'll draw my tire. Okay, and there's a step I'll show you now which you can do even later on also. So I select, using this selection tool, the border. Notice you cannot select the border using this selection tool. Okay, you cannot select the border. You cannot select the border and inner separately using the second selection tool also. What you need to do is you need to select this border and make it thicker. So select this, make it thicker. I'll make it somewhere like this, around 18, 19 should be okay. Let's just drag using this selection tool. I want you to select, make sure it is selected, and only that's the only thing selected, and I drag it somewhere over here so that it hides the tire behind it. Okay, now since it has hidden the tire, I'll just get rid of the car behind it. That's my tire, and I'll just modify it to show some more circles over here, or ovals, just to show that the car is rotating. So inner should also be black, outer should also be black. I'll just draw this over here quickly. You don't need to create all 8 or 9 sides, just create like 4, I believe, just to show the car is moving, the tires are moving, and that'll be our tire. Okay, so let's save that shape because we want to be rotating this tire. Right click, make sure you select, right click, convert to symbol, because that is saving our shape. Which symbol? Graphic symbol, because that's our shape, tire. And now I will start rotating it. Because I want to rotate in animation, I had to convert this to a symbol. If it is not moving in animation, there is no need to convert it in symbol. So from 1 till, let's say, up till 10 or 15, I insert a keyframe. So this is the first position, this is the last position. In between, I create classic tween, and you click anywhere in between, hit classic tween, come to properties, rotate clockwise. This one means one circle, it will move one circle. So I rotate this one circle. Okay, that's what's happening. So my movie clip is ready, rotating tires. I need to go back to the car with rotating tire symbol. Notice if you click here, it will allow you to change its name. But if you go inside, double click here on the symbol. Now on the tire layer, I will drag and drop my tires which I just created. Not the tire symbol, not the tire graphic, but the tires movie clip. So drag and drop this over here. If it's a little bigger, that's okay. We can resize it again. You can resize anything using this tool. Okay, so I'll have it fit over here very well also. Come here and then resize it, or maybe you can just copy and paste from here, and it covers the tire. Now we have my third symbol ready, and I'll drag and drop this car with rotating tires. So it's a graphic, but inside this graphic there is a movie clip which is moving. So if you play it now, obviously it won't move, because it will only move when you run it, when you press Ctrl Enter, or you can Control Test Scene. Okay, and you can see now it is moving. Now there's one thing, you see, it is the tire is moving backwards, but I want that car to move from left to right, and I'll show you how to change that very easily. So I want this car to move from right to left. So obviously this is the first position. At the end, it should be the last position over here. Insert keyframe and move it, pressing shift so it goes ahead in the straight line somewhere over here, and in between I create a classic tween. Let's run this and we see the car's tires are moving, but there's a problem. The problem is uh, the tires are moving in the backward direction and the car is moving in the front direction. So how to sort this out? Let me just bring this here. Okay, so you need to go back to the tires, the rotating tire, and on the tween you go to properties. Instead of clockwise you select counterclockwise, and now let's try and running and it will make more sense. Now one more thing we want to do here is, while this is moving forward, we want it to fade away. Okay, what I do is I come in the end, which is this um, the last key, and I click on properties, and I should click on this the shape, and then click on properties, and I'll see the color effect. Okay, if you click on the frame it won't come up. You have to click on the frame first and then the car, and then the color effect will come up. In the properties, select alpha and make it 100% will make the 100% color, it will show you. And if you show like 50%, it will show you very dim, and 0 will make it disappear. Okay, so let's play this now, and you should see that it is disappearing gradually. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. See you soon.